My name is Savannah Griffin, and I have been working with David since the end of May 2021.
What brought you to David, Savannah?
So basically, I had been considering powerlifting for like a couple months leading up to that point, but what really did it for me was I went to Jared's powerlifting meet, and Pat was lifting as well there. And I went there to watch, and Colin was also lifting there, sorry. But I went to watch the meet because Jared was there, and the way the meet was run, like I thought it was really cool, I thought it was very like efficient. And then of course I met Jared's coach, David, and I was like, oh, like he's based out of Atlanta, and he seems like he really knows what he's doing, he really cares about his lifters. So I was like, hey, do you want to coach me maybe? And so we started talking, and here we are. Best decision I made in a long time, so very happy about that.
Ooh-wee.
Next. Okay. So how has David impacted your life?
My life honestly looks a lot different right now than it did a couple months ago. I have learned where my priorities really and truly lie, and I've learned how to balance these things and just kind of like what's really important to me. I have this drive and this sense of purpose that I didn't really have before when it comes to my training. And I have David to thank for that. He has pushed me in ways that I've never been pushed before. And the strength that I have been able to exhibit with his guidance and his coaching, I'm doing things that I didn't think I was capable of. So I have him to thank for all of that. So thank you, David.
Go.
David, I have only been training with you for a couple months now, but it has really changed how I think about my life. I've been able to develop this whole other sense of identity that I never really had before, and it's just the coolest thing for me. To have such a definitive purpose in my training gives me a drive and a motivation that I have never had when it comes to my training. The physical and mental strength that I've been able to gain is something I never would have thought possible before you started coaching me, and I now know that this is only the beginning for me. And I understand exactly where my priorities are right now, and I have you to thank for that. And finally, the support system that you've built for me and for the entire team is just incredible, and I am so blessed and so lucky to be a part of it. So thank you for everything you do, and I am super excited to see what the future holds. What was the question?
Your name.
Do your name first.
Your name first.
Hi, I'm Hannah Crosscut, and I've been with David for a little over 3 months.
Hey Hannah, what brought you to David?
Brought me to David. I had reached a point in my lifting where I felt like I had plateaued. I was frustrated. I needed someone who could not only build my confidence, but encourage me to achieve things that I've always dreamed of. I know I say that a lot, but dreams are kind of what drive me. And I appreciate that about David, because I feel like that's what drives him too.
So how has David impacted your life?
He's helped build my confidence. And I've had a really hard year, and he's kind of been there to kind of help me get back up and try again, which is like the best thing you can ask for in a coach. Hi David, I just wanted to come on here and say, you know those teachers growing up, the ones that you know care about you so much so that you end up caring more about yourself, and they really believe in you, so it motivates you to try harder, push for things that you never thought were attainable, and that's you. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Thank you for making this year better. A lot didn't really go right for me this year, and I was feeling really discouraged, but you've given me something where I feel like I've progressed and moved forward and started attaining things I've only ever dreamed of. So I think I can speak for the team when I say thank you to you and to Liz. We love you, we're very, very proud of you, and keep going.
I'm Patrick Hasty.
Patrick, what brought you to David?
That's an interesting question, Colin. I was getting in prep for the state meet in May this year, and David kept like sliding up on my videos and was sending me emojis and stuff like that. So I asked him, I was like, hey man, I got like 2 months left of my prep. Do you want to coach me through it? And he was like, yeah. And so I hired him as a coach, and he programmed me for the rest of my meet, and I legit gained like almost 70 pounds on my deadlift. It was insane. I can't thank him enough, honestly, you know, for what he provides to the individual lifter because everybody's not programmed the same way. So that's what I really love or enjoyed with David.
How has David impacted your life?
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit to what I said. David is not just, he's not just like a lifting coach or a weight loss coach or any of that. I mean, he legit is like a mentor. He could legit go to a public setting and just talk to kids about random events and somebody would benefit from it, you know? I mean, literally, I was struggling like financially. I was struggling in my lifting because I thought I was just stuck. And David helped me literally just pick apart all that stuff, make sure my priorities were in check, make sure I was training, eating, sleeping, all that good stuff. And so, like I said again, dude, I just got to say thank you to David so much. Dude, I just got to say, I love David to death, honestly. I mean, he's not just like a lifting coach, he's such like a mentor, it's ridiculous. I mean, David's barely older than me, and I go to him with just any bit of advice, you know, any bit of life problems, anything. Just to talk, like when David drove to Tennessee, I talked to him on the phone for like an hour and a half. I was like, I just love this dude, honestly. Yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds for not only me, but our whole team. Like, next year we're all gonna be competing in nationals, and that's just gonna be amazing. You know, I want to see everybody crush goals and kill it, dude. Got it.
Hey David, so I was gonna let you know that the first time I ever saw you, I was just like, holy shit, that guy's triceps. But also, like, on a more serious note, working with you has been one of the biggest things that's really set my lifting career apart from, you know, who I was in the past. For a lot of ways, he's really like giving me some structure that I needed because I was kind of like doing my own thing, and I really just went in the gym and hit whatever I felt like hitting, and I didn't really have much structure. But the level of like actual detail and attention he pays to every one of his lifters really set me apart from other people, and I just felt like I wasn't just someone else who was programmed. And so he really changed the way I lift and the way I think about lifting, honestly. And I wouldn't be where I am now without David's guidance and his attention. And he's really been someone I look up to as far as a role model and someone to look towards me, as far as like not just a lifter, but a person in general. So I appreciate you, David. My name is Colin Burnett.
What brought you to David?
So what originally brought me to David was a few weeks before my first ever meet. Patrick and I, we went to Madhouse, and Patrick had just hyped me up to try a single and deadlift I've never tried before, and thankfully it looked pretty good, and David had been following me for a little bit, and he hit me with a couple emojis in the comments section, and I was like, wow, this guy thinks something about me. And that was the first interaction I had with David. The second one was I saw him at the meet, and just the intensity he had at the state championship in May, it was just insane. As far as a coach goes, like I've never seen someone so zeroed in on what's going on with his lifters and the atmosphere in general, and I was like, that is a man who's made a profession out of what he's doing. And I thought, wow, that's someone I would be proud to have coach me. And that's when I first reached out to him. I told him how impressed I was with his work, and started from there.
How has David impacted your life?
So David has impacted my life, not just my lifts. It's changed how I act as a person in general. I remember one day specifically, I came into team practice super unprepared, and I was talking about, you know, just lifting with the guys and doing some stupid shit. He looked at me and he said, "You're an idiot." And I took that to heart, seriously. I was like, you're right. I don't want to be the only person on the team that's just dicking around. And like, I wasn't thinking I was dicking around, but like, I changed from then on. You know, like cold turkey on like drinking on the weekends and stuff. Don't do that anymore. Changed my whole diet. Like, I don't eat anything bad anymore for the most part. I had some coffee earlier, but I mean, that's fine. So yeah, David's really changed everything about me. So David really impacted me in a lot of ways, more than just my lifting career. But
David, what's going on, man? How are you? I hope you're well, especially after all the festivities of yesterday. But anyway, so Patrick came up with this really great idea for all of us to shoot a quick video, basically talking about how much you mean to us and how thankful we are to have you in our lives as a friend and as a coach. Now, unfortunately, Pat gave me a heads up on this a couple months ago, and I hate to say it, don't take this the wrong way. I think I'm the last one to get this entry into Patrick for this compilation video. Now, the good thing is that me and Pat did have an agreement as well that I saved the best for last. So that's really why I waited till the last second. You can ask Patrick about that. He's on board. Now, the other unfortunate side is that I'm making this the day before weigh-ins. So I'm a little hungry. I'm a little tired. Don't really like you right now at the moment, but that's gonna pass, and I'm gonna do my best to say some nice things about you. But all jokes aside, man, it's difficult to make a video like this in 60 to 90 seconds, just because of how far back our journey goes, our journey as friends, our journey as brothers in iron, really. You know, you got me back into powerlifting back in 2014 when we did our first push-pull meet at Fitness 19. You know, you really took me under your wing. You showed me the ropes. You taught me about strength training, about powerlifting, about how to lift correctly. And I, wouldn't have been able to do that without you. You really helped me with even navigating social media. Hell, the success that I've had with Campus Protein, I owe a lot of that to you. I had no idea what I was doing when I started, and you sat down and helped me out with that. I'll try to keep this short. I really owe all of my success within fitness to you and your guidance. Of course, I've done all the reps. I did the sets, done all the cardio sessions, done all the training sessions. But without your guidance, your leadership, your patience, your knowledge, none of this would have been possible for me. We've done 2 men's physique shows. We've done 5 powerlifting meets by the time you see this video. In 2.5 years, my total has increased by 250 pounds or more. Multiple state records. I'm in a position to fight for a national championship next year. I owe all of that to you. You helped me build that, and I am eternally grateful for it. It's been a huge part of my life to see success in a passion of mine, in a hobby, in a sport that flows through my veins. I love this sport, and you have really helped me see a lot of success with it, and I really do appreciate it, man. But I think fitness aside, what I'm most thankful for is that I have a friend who is a shining example of what it means to be a hard worker, to have grit, to have determination, to have passion, to have a never back down attitude. Use Spitz Fitness as an example. I've watched you grow Spitz Fitness into what it is today, and dude, let me tell you, I am so proud of what you've done with Spitz Fitness. When we met, you were traveling all around Atlanta, training clients in their home gyms or their hotel gyms. Then you moved and you built a home gym, and you had people come to you for training, and now you're really building an online community where you can impact hundreds of people at one time, not just across the United States. I saw a story, you had a follower overseas, globally. It's absolutely amazing to see the growth of Spitz Fitness and what you've done with it, what you've built with your own 2 hands. And I really think Spitz Fitness is going to be a household name in the fitness industry one day. So thank you. Thank you for the example that you are to all of us. Thank you for being my coach over the last 7 years, and thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend who is a huge inspiration in my life. So happy early birthday, David. Merry Christmas. Now let's get back to work. We have a national championship to fight for next year, and I'm so ready to get after it, man. Take care. Have a good one. And thanks again for everything you do.